Purpose Justin Bieber album. Purpose is the fourth studio album by Canadian singer Justin Bieber. It was released on November 13, 2015 by Def Jam Recordings and Schoolboy Records. It serves as the follow-up to Bieber's third studio album Believe 2012, and it was developed after the release of his compilation album Journals 2013, which saw him move musically in a more R&B direction. The album features guest vocals from Big Sean, Travis Scott, Halsey, and Jack Hugh, while the deluxe version was released on the same day and features an extra guest appearance from Nas. Bieber and Ariana Grande released the official remix of What Do You Mean on October 16, 2015. Production was contributed from Bieber himself, Skrillex, Diplo, and others. While working with producers Skrillex and Diplo on their album Skrillex and Diplo present Jack You 2015, Bieber released the US Top 10 single Where Are You Now in 2015. Bieber then found what would be his record's sonic direction and worked with Skrillex on a handful of the album's songs. Purpose was described as a mix of dance pop and EDM, with influences of tropical house in some tracks and live instruments, such as acoustic guitars in some others, with the help of his personal friend and frequent musical collaborator Jason Boyd. Purpose debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200, earning 649,000 album equivalent units in its first week of release, giving Bieber the largest first-week sales of his career and his sixth number 1 album in the United States. Elsewhere, it reached the top of the charts in another 11 countries. 4 singles were released from the album: What Do You Mean, Sorry, Love Yourself, and Company. The first 3 singles reached number 1 on both the US Billboard Hot 100 and the UK Singles Chart. The album was among the best-selling albums of both 2015 and 2016. Purpose was nominated for Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Album at the 2017 Grammy Awards. Love Yourself was nominated for Song of the Year and Best Pop Solo Performance. The album won the American Music Award for Favorite Pop/Rock Album. To promote the album, Bieber gave several televised interviews and performances, as well as releasing dance videos for all of the album's tracks in a project called Purpose, The Movement 2015. Furthermore, Bieber embarked on his Purpose World Tour in 2016, which was his first concert tour to perform in major stadiums worldwide. The album has since been certified 5x Platinum by the Recording Industry Association of America (RIAA). Background: while promoting his third studio album, Believe 2012, with the album's Believe tour throughout 2012 and 2013, Bieber started recording songs on the tour and confirmed in January 2013 that he was writing for a new album. 5 months later, he confirmed a new album for 2013, with his manager announcing they were going to think outside the box and release a different type of album. In October 2013, Bieber started the Music Mondays project, a 10-week digital download campaign in which one new song was released every Monday night. After the completion of the project, in December 2013, Bieber released the 10 songs from the campaign along with new tracks in a limited edition collection called Journals. Quickly afterwards, in January 2014, record producer Douglas Romano announced that Bieber was recording new music with him. In the same month, Jason "Pooh Bear" Boyd, who previously worked on the majority of songs on Journals, started recording heavily with the singer as well. The next month, the singer confirmed he was recording new music. In March 2014, he posted on his Instagram a preview of a song called Life is Worth Living, while in April, he promised on his Twitter about his new music and that it would be the best he had ever made while working in the recording studio on the album. Writing and recording. For over a few months in 2014, he continued to tease these snippets of new songs on his social media. None of them were released, though some were later leaked online, as well as possible collaborators such as Ariana Grande, T-Pain, Cody Simpson, and others. With Simpson, he planned to release an acoustic collaboration album, but decided to cancel Instead, they released a single called Home to Mama in November 2014. His label also organized writing camps with a handful of songwriters to write songs for the singer. However, he didn't feel connected with the songs. In November 2014, it was reported that American DJ and producers Diplo and Skrillex were working with Bieber on the album. Eventually, he promised a new album for 2015, declaring that it was going to be a great new chapter for me. In January 2015, his manager Scooter Braun shared on his Instagram a picture of Bieber with record producer Rick Rubin, while in March 2015, in an interview for USA Today, Bieber announced he was working with Kanye West. During the interview, he also revealed that he had to redo the whole album since it didn't match up to where I am now and where my head's at. According to himself, what you are thinking about all the time is what you write, and now that I'm thinking about more positive things, it completely changes my music. In a July interview, he talked about working with Skrillex, saying, "Skrillex is a genius. He's super futuristic, and I just love his sounds. I think being able to incorporate that sound with what I'm doing has been super cool because it's like new and fresh, and I feel like no one's done it before." Skrillex also commented about working with Bieber, explaining, "I heard some well-written songs that were really good that they wanted me to do production on, and from there, we wrote some new songs. It was an opportunity to try some stuff that I had never done before, and we ended up making something really unique." Bieber also commented about West, declaring, "I've been in the studio with him for the past month or so. I think that he just pushes you. He definitely wants it to be my way, my direction, and he doesn't want to steal what I want." In August 2015, Billboard reported that Bieber was also working with Mason MDL Levy and Semi-Precious Weapons Justin Tranter. In October 2015, his manager teased a possible collaboration with American singer Halsey, while Bieber confirmed that British singer-songwriter Ed Sheeran wrote a song for the album. Composition. In August 2015, Jason Lipschutz of Billboard reported that the album was apparently going to be a mix of EDM pop, soul following the downbeat acoustic R&B of his 2013 project Journals. Lipschutz also noted that sources say that the new album will include multiple piano ballads in which Bieber reflects upon his personal missteps, as well as spoken word outros where he directly addresses his fans. In an interview during the Wango Tango Festival, Bieber talked about the album's direction, saying, "Overall, I'm just happy with the place I'm at creatively. I feel like this is probably the best I've been. There's not really a direction. It's like uplifting music that people can dance to. It's a little different. It's really uplifting and people are going to smile when they." When asked if the song Where Are You Now, previously released as a single from Jack U, a duo between DJ and the album's collaborators Diplo and Skrillex, which features Bieber, would be indicative of the sound on the album, he also commented that he was trying to have a consistent sound, and I get kind of depressed cause I'm so, like, I want it to work so badly. You know, I want people to love it and inspire people, and sometimes I feel like, is this good enough? Is this the direction I want to go? Purpose blends dance beats, EDM vibes with stripped-down R&B ballads. The album also makes use of atmospheric instruments as well as hi-hats, bass, and synths. The intro track, Mark My Words, was considered a prelude into the album's overall sound, a mix of both upbeat and mellow tracks with striking production and songwriting, with Bieber using his falsetto. I'll Show You was considered a chilled-out EDM ballad, having atmospheric synthesizers, fat bass, snapping trap percussion, and sheets of cascading synth. What Do You Mean and Sorry were both considered tropical house songs, with the former using pan flute and piano while having hints of dark electropop, and the latter having dancehall influences. The album also features the Eurodisco track Children, the funky disco pop Bin You and Get Used to It, the airy, dubsteppy, and dark pop The Feeling, as well as Where Are You Now, which initially was a slow piano ballad named The Most, which is available in its original format on some editions of the album. and was transformed in an EDM track that both Skrillex. Meanwhile, company blends electropop and R&B. It was compared to Bieber's previous release, Journals 2013. No Pressure is a dreamy R&B track which features rapper Big Sean, who previously worked with Bieber on Believe's As Long As You Love Me in Journals Memphis, and has an elastic guitar riff and shimmering, processed acoustic guitar. No Sense is a hip-hop tinged track with bass-riddled synthesizers and influences of trap music, mostly due. His rap was noted for being using auto-tune in excess, while Bieber's vocals were compared to those of Justin Timberlake. We Are and Trust also rely on hip-hop. Hit the Ground, included on the Walmart and Japanese editions, features organic shifts in tempo, and Skrillex's imaginative drop, which was compared to chiptune bagpipes. Themes and lyrical content. While being asked about the themes on the album in an interview for The Fader, Jason "Pooh Bear" Boyd, one of the album's main songwriters, claimed it's about keeping in mind and in tune with what's going on with Justin. Just being honest. We really set up for this project to be inspirational. If we talked about a girl, it was something that just happened. In an interview for USA Today, Bieber himself declared that the songs on the album are about growing, being in touch with yourself. When asked about inspirations for the album, and if his former girlfriend Selena Gomez inspired him, he admitted, "A lot of my inspiration comes from her. It was a long relationship and a relationship that created heartbreak and created happiness, and a lot of different emotions that I wanted to write about. So there's a lot of that on this album." Songs. Purpose was considered by The Guardian's Caroline Sullivan as an album, with the songs serving as a regretful look back and a fresh start. The album's themes were also seen as a giant apology to his ex, Selena Gomez, and to his public for various well-documented misdemeanors. As described by Complex's Sheldon Pierce, Purpose is, at its core, a formal request for a pardon through music. The album's opening track, Mark My Words, is a solemn plea where he promises to give you all I got and let his actions speak louder than his words. In I'll Show You, an open letter to fans, offers an autobiographical glimpse into the difficulty of growing up in the public eye. What Do You Mean? Was described as self-professed men's anthem for not being able to figure out the opposite sex, while Sorry asks a sincere apology directed to what can be presumed is a former love-in attempt at a course correction. Love Yourself was noted for being a deadpan kiss-off to a snobby ex, with some critics noting that the real meaning hidden under the deceptive title Love Yourself is Fuck Yourself. Company, the album's sixth track, looks forward to getting to know someone attractive. The eighth track, No Sense, talks about sharing a bed with a woman, with Travis Scott rapping lines about how he misses being booed up. The ninth track, The Feeling, touches on questioning the overwhelming and emotional rush of falling in love, with Bieber and Halsey asking themselves, am I in love or am I in love with the feeling? Life is Worth Living finds Bieber mulligan. According to one of its songwriters, Jason Boyd, it's a positive record that says life is worth living. We're supposed to live. We're supposed to be here. People making mistakes, learning from them, and not letting that be it, but say, you know what? I'm not gonna do that again. Life is worth living. I'm not just gonna give up just because I fell. It ends with a lengthy voiceover thoughts about God. Get Used to It has euphemisms about blooming flowers and exploding fireworks. We Are features nascent lines about serendipity and doing yoga. Trust talks about still believing in love, and all in it reflects on trusting God to fill him up inside, and has a spoken outro where he declares that God is. Justin revealed on the Ellen DeGeneres show that there are 3 songs on the album about Gomez: Mark My Words, What Do You Mean, and Sorry. Titling and artwork. According to Bieber, he chose the album's title because he felt like he lost his purpose and felt that he finally got his purpose back. He continued, the word purpose is so important in life. My purpose is to inspire people and use my platform to help people. As noted by MTV News' Patrick Hoskin, in the album's cover, Bieber is shirtless and assuming a very dignified stance, hands meeting in a prayer-like pose, head looking down at what lies at his torso. The word purpose, written in the same script we first saw the week when he unveiled the title. The cover also has a symbol, which resembles an asymmetrical cross with a small circle attached covering the entire background and painted on his torso. The deluxe edition uses the same cover, only the background and crosses are tinted in black. Purpose was initially banned in various Middle Eastern countries and Indonesia due to the cover art's heavy Christian references, most prominently Bieber's cross tattoo and his praying stance, which were deemed too provocative. An alternate cover was issued for these countries, depicting Bieber atop of a cliff looking out over a shore. Release and promotion. In 2015, it was announced that Bieber was going to take his time to announce the album's release, since he was not going to rush an album just to rush an album. During a May 9 Wango Tango interview, he revealed, "We're just wrapping it up now, so it's in the final touch stage. It's soon." In a September 2015 interview with Jimmy Fallon, the singer announced the album was going to be released on November 13, 2015. On October 2, 2015, Bieber revealed the album's title, Purpose, on his Twitter account, while on October 9, 2015, he revealed through his Instagram account its cover art made by the street artist Rickna. On October 16, 2015, Purpose was made available to pre-order. A remixed version of What Do You Mean, with additional vocals from Ariana Grande, was made available to those who pre-ordered the album on iTunes. On October 28, 2015, Bieber announced the album track listing through a series of tweets that displayed each title graffitied on a wall in various countries. To promote the album, Bieber appeared on many magazines, such as Billboard, Complex, Interview Magazine, ID, and Enemy. Bieber debuted the track What Do You Mean in a medley with Where Are You Now during the MTV Video Music Awards on August 30, 2015. This was followed by a number of other televised performances, where he also performed the song during the X Factor Australia world-famous Rooftop, where he also sang Hold Tight, All That Matters, Boyfriend, and As Long As You Love Me, The Today Show, where he also performed Where Are You Now, Boyfriend, As Long As You Love Me, and Baby, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy. From November 9, 2015 to November 13, 2015, The Ellen DeGeneres Show hosted a #Bieber Week, where the singer gave interviews, participated of games, pranks, and performed What Do You Mean, Sorry and Love Yourself. On November 17, 2015, he returned to The Tonight Show to perform Sorry, while the next day he returned to Today's Show and performed What Do You Mean, Sorry, Love Yourself, as well as new songs company The Feeling with Halsey and No Pressure with Big Sean. Bieber also performed a medley of What Do You Mean, Where Are You Now, and Sorry during the 2015 American Music Awards. Bieber also made a set during Capital FM Jingle Bell Ball 2015. Purpose, the movement. On November 14, 2015, Bieber released music videos for each track of the standard edition of the album on his Vivo account. The project was considered a series of video vignettes to accompany the songs from the album. Mostly videos do not feature Bieber, however they feature several appearances from the album's guests, such as Big Sean, Halsey, Travis Scott, Skrillex, and Diplo. The videos were choreographed by Bieber's longtime choreographer Paris Goebel. Tour. On November 11, 2015, Bieber announced that he will embark on the Purpose World Tour in support of the album. The tour started in Seattle, Washington on March 9, 2016, and concluded in London, United Kingdom, on July 2, 2017. Singles. What Do You Mean was released as the album's first single on August 28, 2015. It was preceded by a social media campaign. Upon release, the song became Bieber's first #1 single on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in the United States, debuting at #1 on the week listed on September 19, 2015, replacing the Weeknd's Can't Feel My Face for 1 week. It was also his first #1 single in Australia and the United Kingdom, where he also broke a streaming record, while also topping the charts of other 11 countries. The song's music video features shirtless Bieber in bed with a young woman and getting kidnapped and punching around some masked men, as well as appearance from actor John Leguizamo. Sorry was announced as the album's second single on October 16, 2015. It was released on October 23, 2015. A day before, a music video for the song was released, showing a group of women dancing to the song. The song reached the top of the charts in the United States, remaining at the top for 3 weeks, as well as the Canadian and the UK charts. Moreover, the single has peaked within the top 5 in almost every other market, including #1 in other 6 countries. Love Yourself was first premiered on Zane Lowe's Beats One radio show and released digitally on November 9, 2015, in advance of the album's release, and later announced as the third official single on December 7, 2015. It entered several national charts after the release of Purpose and topped the charts in 8 countries, including Australia, where it remained for 7 weeks at the top, Ireland and New Zealand, spending 8 weeks at #1 in Ireland and 10 weeks at the summit of New Zealand, the United Kingdom, where the song spent 6 weeks at the top, and the United States. The company was announced as the album's fourth and final single on February 19, 2016. It was serviced to CHR/pop stations on March 8, 2016, and was issued to Urban Radio on March 29, 2016. The official music video was released on June 8, 2016. Promotional singles and other songs. I'll Show You was released as the first promotional single on November 1, 2015, accompanied by a music video. It shows Bieber running through a lush green landscape in Iceland, as well as tumbling down hills, skateboarding on top of an abandoned plane, and braving ice water in just his underwear. It reached the top 10 in 4 countries, including Canada, and the top 20 in 6 others, including Australia, the United States, and the United Kingdom. The album also features Bieber's collaboration with Jack U, Where Are You Now, originally released as a single from the latter's album, Skrillex and Diplo present Jack U. It became a top 10 single. Bieber set a record for having the most simultaneous top 40 entries from a living artist. In addition to this, every song from Purpose Standard Edition and Deluxe Edition bonus tracks included charted within the top 100, also within the same week. Critical reception. Purpose received generally positive reviews from music critics. At Metacritic, which assigns a normalized rating out of 100 to reviews from mainstream critics, the album received an average score of 63, based on 20 reviews. Kenneth Partridge of Billboard magazine gave the album 4 out of 5 stars, praising it for boasting a consistent palette of lush, low-key electro dance sounds, also commending the use of sun-warped synths, chipmunk accent vocals, rattling trap hi-hats, and loads of bass. Lee Greenblatt of Entertainment Weekly also complimented Purpose for featuring a skittering, metallic synthesis of dance music and modern R&B, arguing that this new musical direction probably owes a lot to new school collaborators Diplo and Skrillex, as well as the lesser-known production wizard Pooh Bear. Similarly, Neil McCormick of the Daily Telegraph complimented the album for being less of a mainstream crowd pleaser, but more of a quirky, atmospheric electro-armed concoction with sci-fi sounds and offbeat vocal samples. He argued that this sound focuses attention on the star's soft, supple and seductive singing, and concluded that despite the presence of EDM star Skrillex amongst the production credits, surprising restraint is exercised throughout, with tracks rarely developing into full-tilt techno anthems. Spin's Andrew Unterberger praised the album, stating, "By giving us the best." Bianca Gracie of Idolator agreed, claiming that the album is no doubt Justin's best collective LP thus far, shows that he is finally confident in revealing his true artistry. and that is nothing to be sorry about. So keep your needy apologies to yourselves. Patrick Ryan of USA Today praised the collaborative muscle and confidence on the album, noting that they show an artist who is completely unafraid to reinvent himself and create the very definition of a comeback album. Al Horner of Enemy magazine gave the album 3 out of 5 stars, commenting that Purpose is certainly a start at reinvention and that plenty of good choices have been made here. In her review for The Guardian, Caroline Sullivan noted that the musical direction owes much to co-producer Skrillex, whose unexpectedly subtle electronic palette complements Bieber's affectedly breathy voice, arguing that the voice soon palls, but the songs are often interesting. While analyzing Bieber's Purpose and One Direction's Made in the AM, John Caramanica of the New York Times argued that even though Mr. Bieber is younger than all of the men of One Direction, he sounds exponentially more experienced and exponentially more fatigued on Purpose, complimenting the album for showing that it proves that Bieber is the best. For The National, the album functions as a coming-of-age album in the worst way: learn how to emotionally abuse women, and then you'll be a man, adding Bieber's strategy is a Janus-faced one. He simultaneously apologizes for and doubles down on his dislikability, but cunningly now manifests the latter in more socially acceptable ways. While providing a generally favorable comment on the album, Brad Nelson of Pitchfork found out Annie Zalesky of the AV Club felt that the album takes itself so seriously that too often it inadvertently suppresses exactly what made Bieber so appealing in the first place. Sam C. Mack of Slant magazine was more mixed, opining that if Bieber wants to sell us on forgiveness and the self-improvement angle that lyrics like Be a Better Me seem to promote, maybe having the conviction to follow through on his intended musical reinvention would have been the best possible good faith gesture. For consequence of sound editor Janine Schultz, Purpose reaches some of the highest highs and lowest lows in Bieber's career. Skrillex and Diplo successfully serve up twitchy beats ready to incite anything with a pulse, but the sentiment at the album's core leans toward insufferable. Even when Bieber hits mediocre, he reaches it by stumbling headfirst down a cliff. Year-end lists. Purpose was featured on several year-end lists of best albums. It was listed at number 15 on Spin's 25 Best Pop Albums of 2015 list, with James Grevy stating, "The 21-year-old's mellowable voice, which never lost its halo despite some sinning, has rarely sounded better, especially surrounded by warm tropical beats and thrillingly new-sounding production flourishes." Commercial performance. In the United States, the competition between Bieber and One Direction began when the British boy band announced the release date of Made in the AM, set to be their last album before their hiatus in March 2016. Many compared the war between the two pop forces to 50 Cent and Kanye West's 2007 battle for number one. However, Bieber's Purpose debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 chart for the week ending November 19, 2015, with 649,000 equivalent album units, including 522,000 traditional album sales. It marked Bieber's 6th number 1 album and largest sales week. It also surpassed his previous high, logged with Believe, which sold 374,000 units in 2012. Additionally, Purpose's debut marked the largest weekly unit total for an album since the Billboard 200 began tracking popularity based on overall equivalent units earned in 2014 and beat the debut week of Drake's If. Also, Purpose's 522,000 mark the largest sales week since Taylor Swift's 1989 debuted, with 1.29 million November 2, 2014, and the largest sales for a male artist album since Eminem's The Marshall Mathers LP2 sold 792,000 November 3, 2013. Purpose also broke the global and U.S. streaming record for an album. In its second week, Purpose earned 290,000 units, down 55%. It sold 184,000 and traditional album sales down 65%, and was beaten to the top by Adele's 25 which debuted at number 1 with a record-breaking 3.38 million. In December 2015, the album surpassed the 1 million mark in US sales, becoming Bieber's fifth million-selling album. Also, on this exact date, specifically December 5, 2015, every song on Purpose, even the deluxe version, had entered the Billboard Hot 100, except for All In It. Eventually, the album was announced as the third best-selling album of 2015 in the US, with sales of 1,269,000 copies. As of December 2016, Purpose has sold 1.812 million copies in the nation. Purpose debuted at number 2 on the UK albums chart, selling 90,586 in its first week, marking the second highest first-week figures of 2015 at the time, behind One Direction's Made in the AM 2015, which debuted at number 1 the same week with 93,189 chart sales. In its second and third week on sale, it stayed at number 3. Purpose was the fifth best-selling album of 2015 in the UK with combined sales of 645,000 copies. As of June 2016, the album has accumulated 1,200,000 combined sales in the UK. Track listing. Notes. A signifies a co-producer. Get Used to It was mislabeled as Get Used to Me on early CD pressings. The remix version of What Do You Mean that features Ariana Grande was originally iTunes pre-order only, then was later added back. Personnel. Adapted from AllMusic and album's liner notes. Charts. Certifications. Release history.